Emmerdale spoilers reveal that Cain Dingle will make a painful confession to his wife Moira Dingle next week on the ITV soap, while Graham Foster also has a revelation of his own. Emotional scenes are coming up in Emmerdale as Cain Dingle finally opens up to his wife Moira Dingle about his troubling cancer diagnosis. With Moira behind bars for a double murder she didn't commit, Cain has been hiding his health condition from her. He has also kept the news from the rest of his family, apart from his granddaughter, Sarah Sugden. Liam Kavanagh and Graham Foster are the only other people who know his secret. But next week, the truth comes out to everyone. After discovering the news, Moira encourages Cain to tell their young sons and the rest of the family what is happening. A newly released preview shows the moment Cain decides to be honest with her, explaining that he has cancer. He admits that he misled her about how serious things were, revealing that his illness is far worse than they believed. Moira is left stunned as Cain reveals the truth about his condition, since she had been under the impression that he would recover. As he delivers the shocking news, and Moira begins to process it, the clip comes to an end. Moira does her best to support Cain, even as she struggles to accept the devastating update. Realizing she cannot be there for him physically, she urges him to tell their sons and the rest of the family, which eventually leads to Rhona, wife of Cain's cousin, Marlon Dingle, finding out as well. However, Rhona is surprised when her ex Graham admits that he knew about Cain's illness before the rest of the family. He explains that he agreed to keep the secret because Cain asked him to, and also reveals that it pushed him to play both sides in Cain's conflict with Joe Tate. Viewers know that although Graham has promised loyalty to Joe, he secretly helped Cain after he stole Joe's car recently, even covering for him. He has also been lending a hand on the farm and offering advice, something Joe has not been pleased about. Cain eventually recognizes and appreciates Graham's support, while Rhona questions why he would assist Cain given the long-running feud between their families. Graham says he acted out of respect, and Rhona thanks him, assuming that few others would show the same gratitude. Emmerdale fans sound the alarm in a new poll following Cain's explosive confrontation with Joe Tate. Cain has made yet another risky move. On Thursday night, Emmerdale finally showcased the long-anticipated clash between Cain Dingle and his rival Joe Tate, ending with Cain landing a punch. However, the altercation did nothing to solve his problems. In fact, it only dragged him deeper into trouble. After being manipulated by Joe, Cain reacted in anger. Now he finds himself cornered with even fewer options, and viewers at home are already voicing their opinions on what should happen next. Cain delivers a blow to Joe, but it backfires. Cain is currently facing immense pressure in Emmerdale. With cancer hidden from everyone, Moira in prison, the farm teetering on the edge of collapse, and Joe Tate constantly threatening him, Cain is pushed to his limit. Instead of confiding in anyone, Cain has resorted to stealing cars to cover the mounting bills. He had previously managed to steal Joe's DeLorean without consequence, as Graham discovered his illness and covered for him. But Thursday night's events took a very different turn. Joe had set a trap. He deliberately purchased a luxury car and left it where Cain could see it before going to the pub. Cain enlisted Cammy, grabbed Joe's keys, and drove off with the car, believing their plan had succeeded. However, Joe had anticipated everything and installed tracking cameras, capturing the entire theft on video. Realizing he had been outmaneuvered, Cain lost control and punched Joe to the ground. As he readied another strike, Dawn intervened and separated them. She threatened to involve the police, but Joe stopped her, offering Cain a deal instead. He promised to keep law enforcement out of the situation, but only if Cain handed over the farm. Has Cain lost it all in Emmerdale? Next week, it becomes apparent that Cain can't see any escape from his predicament. Joe continues to pressure him with legal threats, while financial strains on the farm only worsen. Cain eventually confides in Sarah, revealing that Joe has him trapped with the video evidence. She tells him the lies can't continue and insists he must come clean to Moira. With no other option, Cain visits Moira and finally admits the truth. Although shocked, Moira prioritizes Cain's health above all else. She then requests Kim Tate be brought to the prison to meet her. But what is her plan? Fans make their opinions clear in a new poll. A recent survey on Emmerdale Insider showed viewers have strong feelings about the next steps. They overwhelmingly oppose the idea of Moira selling the farm to the Tates. A massive 83% of voters rejected Joe and Kim taking control. Comments included, "No, don't sell the farm, fight them all the way," and "No, drive your tractor through manure and splash Joe with it, that would be hilarious." Others emphasized the farm's significance to Moira, especially since her daughter Holly is buried there. "Emmerdale needs a happy ending for that family," one fan wrote. Some viewers did suggest selling could be the only option, but insisted it shouldn't go to the Tates. Suggestions included Caleb purchasing the farm to help the family, or Graham taking control temporarily before returning it to Robert to continue the Sugden farming legacy. Whatever unfolds when Moira confronts Kim, one thing is clear: viewers do not want the farm to fall into the Tates' hands. Emmerdale's Cain Dingle actor has taken a completely new career path since leaving the soap. James Hooton, who plays Sam Dingle, recently revealed that a former co-star has pursued a very different line of work after his exit. Sam Hall played Samson Dingle from 2009 until 2024, the on-screen son of Sam Dingle. His character's life changed dramatically in summer 2024 when he got drunk with a friend at the Hyde. The situation escalated when his friend Josh discovered that HOP employee Matty Barton is transgender and began using his previous name. Josh became increasingly aggressive, pressuring Matty to hand over Till money. During a confrontation, Josh pushed Samson toward Matty, and he was accidentally stabbed by the knife Matty was holding. Samson was rushed to hospital, and Matty was arrested. Initially, Samson lied to the police after Josh threatened him to stay silent. His silence meant Matty spent time in prison despite being innocent. Eventually, guilt overwhelmed Samson, and he confessed the truth. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison, leaving behind life in the village and his daughter Esther, whom he shares with Amelia Spencer. Since leaving Emmerdale, Sam Hall's life has shifted significantly. James Hooton reflected on missing his on-screen son, who now works far from acting. "I'd love to see Samson return. Sam Hall is a friend of mine," James said. He added, "He's also a qualified electrician and has done a lot of work for me at home." James also suggested that a return could create exciting storylines, showing Sam and Lydia Dingle how much Samson has changed during his time in prison. Even though his son is no longer in the Dales, Sam Dingle's life remains dramatic. Being part of the Dingle family, chaos is inevitable. The character will face another emotional moment soon, as he and other relatives learn that Cain Dingle has prostate cancer. Emmerdale airs weeknights on ITV at 8 p.m, with an early release on ITVX at 7 a.m.